Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Hi, guys. Welcome to World Off, episode 4, season 2.
Yeah, episode 4, season 2. We're so happy you're here. We have a really, really introspective, juicy episode for you today.
It's pretty juicy. I shared some, TMI about my cycle, my PMS, and how it aligns with the moon that we referenced in another episode. And then we talk about just all these amazing, ties and thoughts to being in flow with our work and in life. And what else?
Yeah.
What else did we talk about?
Well, we touched too. We had a lot of talks about authenticity on this episode and kind of like what that looks like. And I feel like we've talked about that before, but it's an ever evolving concept and also very important. So
We're different than we were when we started the podcast.
Yeah.
So some of these things are we've talked about before, but we're in a different place. We're doing different things. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a different time.
Absolutely. And I think that authentic nature is just something that is so intoxicating for us. I love operating from that space. And I think this will, I don't know, I think you listening to this, you guys, will kind of give your authentic voice that permission to come out.
Yeah.
And that's my hope for it, at least. You know, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything.
No, I feel that.
Yeah, and then we also gave some Nova and Louee updates of just kind of how we're approaching things this year. We are still on this journey of building these 2 amazing lifestyle brands, and it's become such a journey of the soul as well, of how, because it's we're showing up as the brand, but then it's bringing up all this stuff for us, and it's this ongoing evolving thing, but we're closer than we were this time last year, and there's just, I don't know, I think that there's a lot of magic there as well if you guys are working on your own brands and want some inspiration, and just to not feel alone with these weird things that come up when you're doing something like that and putting yourself out there.
That's right. And then we kind of end on a good note about moving into the spring finally. It's early spring. We're still winter for a lot of people in a way, but I feel energetically we can kind of start putting back this cozy down introspective intensity of January and February and feeling some light energy that's coming our way,
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how we end, which is made me excited for March.
Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this. And we would love to hear any comments if something popped out and you loved it.
Yeah, reach out. We love hearing from you.
We do love hearing from you guys.
Okay, thanks for joining, and we'll catch you next time.
Catch you on the next one. Peace.
Welcome, guys, to this already just interesting offloading of me and Nina's brains today.
Yeah, we're in a weird mood.
We are.
Have you guys ever been in one of those moods where I don't even know how to describe it? I just feel I feel like a blank canvas. I have no thoughts in my head.
Right.
I feel like a Barbie doll or something. I don't know.
We're showing up to an episode with little, but sometimes that's where the best stuff flows from. I would consider this maybe got a little bit of brain fog, PMS brain fog / it's 85 degrees here, and it's again not supposed to be. So I'm just I kind of just want to melt into the earth,
Yeah. That reminds me of one time when I was on mushrooms.
Yeah.
And
kind of feels like that.
And my friend was saying, she was I'm in the sun's cocoon pouch, a kangaroo pouch. She's I'm in the sun's pouch. And I was oh my God, I'll meet you there. And it literally felt like I was melting into the earth. It was nice. I liked it.
Feels like that. Okay, well, welcome to this episode. Today we're going to talk about random shit. Let's start with moon lessons. So guys, if you haven't listened to an episode, probably the most important episode will be the whole season is our moon episode.
Yes.
It's kind of the theme of the season, and it's about feminine energy and syncing up to these rhythms and moon cycles, and that just kind of applies to everything for us right now, we believe, and kind of just flowing and not being everything being so forced or outcome driven or what it should look like or what it should feel like. And I'll start with a little share. We put that episode out. We started talking about that, put that episode out, and then the universe is I'm going to teach you the lesson firsthand, sweetie.
Always.
And in that episode, I shared a little bit about my hormonal history.
Mhm.
Or I mean, I'm incapable of tiny recaps, but a recap would be I have had issues with, the normal feminine cycle, or it's not even I did at some point, and then I worked on it, got really in tune with, how to get a period in between 28 and 34 days and to feel better, acupuncture, health, like I've done a lot of work on it. Um so from that place I have like a lot of pride and I feel like I think I'm in control because if I do X, Y, and Z, then I'll get results. So if I go to acupuncture twice a month and I line it up here and I eat these things and I do these things and I limit my caffeine, like I've tried and trued all these things and I've had results from them. So it's like a way to control my life and control how I feel, and it feels really good because
Control
there's
your
a time.
body. Like, right?
Yes.
Isn't this about, like, you
Yes.
regain the connection with your body and listening to your body, and that's,
Yes.
like, that's a drug. That's, like, the best feeling in the
It
world.
is,
That's but then
but it's
but
dangerous.
right, and then are you saying that, like, you had to kind of come up with this rigid-ish routine to, like,
Mhm.
maintain that
Yeah.
connection?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a blessing and a curse because I felt power in the fact that I got something back that I lost, and I felt helpless in the fact that, like, my stress and circumstances I couldn't help were really impacting, like, a really important part of all of our lives, which is, like, releasing that. So, like, again, this is, like, kinda TMI, but, like, I think it's really important for all our female listeners, like, if when once a month we have this major thing, and then beyond the major thing, you have 4 weeks of different things, and this syncs up to, like, the moon and the phases and all these rhythms, and, like, to be in alignment with all your phases and know what you should be eating, like, it's a gift, and it's, like, not taught, and I feel really lucky that, like, I I'm only, like, scratching the surface on what I know in practice, but basically my lesson for, like, the last 2 months has been, like, okay, even with all these tools and practices I've learned, I'm still gonna go through life and have hard times and hard days, and that impact, even with all that I do, is going to set me back sometimes.
Yeah.
So, I came into what would be, like, PMS thinking, like, I've been in control lately, I've been surprised by how the last few months, like, my periods come and how I've felt, and I've gotten rocked. PMS fucking rocked my shit the last 7 days and currently still is. Like, I'm on day 35 of a cycle, no period, and I've been like, it's been giving me kind of hysteria. Like, I'm not kidding, like, the way that I've been bloated, the way that I've felt, my mental state, like, it's all if you Google PMS symptoms, I have every single one, and I normally don't. And I'm
Interesting.
trying to do and I know why. It's, like, not I don't wanna share it on here right now, but I know why my body's reacting this way, and I'm very frustrated because I'm doing all the things. So I got my acupuncture, I'm eating the right things, I cut out coffee, like, a few days in when I realized how much worse that was making, like, I'm doing all the things, and then I'm ChatGPTing, like, "Why isn't my period coming out? Tell me what to do better," like, and it knows from very little of what I put in there. It's like, "Sweetie, like, you can't force this bleed and you can't force this to come out. Like, what you need to do is calm the fuck down because
Yeah.
the way you're looking at it is making it worse. And the way that you're trying to control it is making it worse. But the reason I'm trying to control it is because I hate the feeling of not being able to control
No,
something,
like,
the
you feel
outcome.
'cause then you feel insane.
Yes, and I feel and there's a physical element, like, you feel bloated, your hormones are out of whack, you don't feel right, and
Oh,
so
if
when
I
you,
feel
like,
bloated, like,
"Oh
fucking kill
my
me. No,
god,
actually, like, murder me with the gun
none of your
repeatedly.
clothes fit," like, and I just haven't had bloat or, like, some of these issues in a long time, so it's, like, hitting me
Mhm.
way worse because 'cause I've been here before, but I haven't in a long time, so I'm just fucking frustrated,
Well,
and,
you should be pissed.
I'm pissed. I'm
Good, be
pissed.
pissed. Be fucking pissed.
And yeah, so that's my
No,
fucking lesson, guys. You think I'm sitting over here being like, "Yeah, the moon, I know what's going on. I'm in rhythm." And I am like so out of control right now, not syncing up to what's just supposed to be and letting my body be bloated for 3 days. That's what it needs to do right now, and I won't let it, and I'm trying to control it by all these little things and searching and googling, and it's my lesson. I'm gonna learn fucking hard from it, and I'm gonna be different the next few months because I know now why and how I think I'm here. and how I've just resisted sitting in it and and
Mhm.
and
So
really, like,
uncomfortable.
it's so uncomfortable, and, like, some of the advice Chat's giving me, which is great, is just like, yeah, like, things I don't wanna do, but I need to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to, like, surrender to the moment, but that means to, like,
Yes.
totally surrender to this out of control thing, like, your body feels so uncomfortable. I mean, I had a similar experience, not related to, um, periods and stuff, but it's always, like, anytime I'm starting to get, like, frustrated with, like specifically for me, this, like, past week was, like, business timelines. Like,
Mhm.
the second that voice pops in that's like, "You are behind. You should be here.
Yes. That's what it is.
You've
That's what
been
it is.
putting in all this work and, like, where is it?" And then I'm like and then it, like, immediately cuts to, like, "Where's the money? Is the money gonna come in?" Like, and then the second and, like, I've had to really take a step back and, like, recognize this little rat voice because to me, it will, like, anchor in resources. So, like, anchoring in money is really good. That's, like, always gonna kind of bring that thing up. But yeah, I was
Yeah.
experiencing that this week where I was like, "Where is it? I'm doing all the things over and over. I
Yes.
keep showing up." And then, and I was just having a frustration and it's different, obviously, like, what you're talking about is, like, way more extreme, like, because your
No, it's
body
not
level.
even though. It's not even. It's a perfect tie because it ties to, like, I think the message of, like, us bringing the moon and the rhythm and all these things is, like, yeah, we're gonna be able to, like, share and detail these personal stories, but it's an overarching theme that applies to everything in life. And
Yeah,
you're bringing it into this business thing, which is very important because that's part of the reason why we started this podcast. And I think something we did wanna talk about today is, like, how this feminine energy can carry over into this next year of us with our businesses, expectations, workflow, all these things. And I feel like today we're realizing our expectations are somewhere and
yeah.
the results that we want are somewhere, and it's not aligned with
What we s
reality and
Yes.
rhythm.
No, and that's the thing, and that's, like I know I talked about this last season, like a manifestation, like, you embody the identity, you move
Yeah.
as if, like, you already have the things that you have, and then your 3D reality will catch up, but it was, like it's in those moments where I was, like, driving home from work, and I'm telling you, like, my nervous tick is, like, biting my lips.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
be
you started doing it.
Oh, I will just be gnawing. I mean, the inside of
Yeah.
my mouth, I'm surprised I still have, like, cheeks, like,
Skin.
and there's not just holes in my face. I've been doing it forever, like, that's always my thing. Mom's like, "Stop biting your lips." I'm like, "Alright, whatever."
Yeah.
But I'm, like, driving home from work, literally just munching on the inside of my cheeks, like
Yeah.
a fucking
Squirreling.
psychopath, and then I was like, "Wait a minute. It's happening." Like, this expectation is pulling down my vibration. I'm
Mhm.
I'm anxious, I am reactive right now, I'm not a joy to be around. I'm like, what manifestation or what no good energy is gonna see me and be like, "I'm gonna go attach myself to her," right? So it was one of those moments where I was like, "Wait, I gotta pull myself out of this funk." So I just
Yeah.
started blasting some 2000s rap music
That's
and just
right.
started, like, just little by little, just getting that energy up, got home and I was like, "Work out." And the unfortunate but yet fortunate realization is, like, it really is falling in love with the rhythm of the journey of it and not the result, and that's what I've been trying to, like, detach myself from, is the result, because first of all, I don't really know how good it can get, but all I know is
Yeah.
that, like and then I finish my workout and I'm gonna go to bed, and then tomorrow, I'm showing up again. I'm gonna keep doing the things that I know
Yeah.
I need to do, and I'm gonna keep pushing it just, like, 1% better every day. And even if it's,
Yep.
like, doesn't feel like it, like, I can at least hold the line. Even if I
Yes.
don't get better that day, I can hold the damn line, and then,
Mhm.
the momentum picks up. So I had one of those things, but I think it's, like, important to note that, like, I feel like we're smart intellectually, I know we are, but 9 times out of 10, the intellectual, um, intelligence does not match with the emotional intelligence.
No,
No,
no.
like, we can,
It's
like
not supposed to, though.
no, like, we can, like, understand concepts of, like, we should be doing this, surrender to the rhythm, blah, 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 but, like, putting that into actual action and practice,
Yeah,
that's a muscle you have to build over time.
it really is, and it's like, oh, there's so many good lessons in this just to, like, apply across the board, and I hope I didn't already say this on here. I don't think I did. I think I said it to someone else at some point
Whatever,
in
repeat
in
yourself. We're
live
girls.
live conversation. I heard this on this great podcast someone sent me. It's like this guy. I think his name's like his title is Modern Wisdom, and his name's like Chris something. He's British,
Mhm.
and he's a great podcast and a bunch of great guests on it. And he had this guy on who like the stuff they were talking about was pretty Hoffman-y, honestly, but it was like a different camp and like thing. He like definitely coaches like really successful people, billionaires. It's kind of like that vibe is like everywhere on the internet now of like these successful people that are like trying to integrate these like, do you know what I mean? Like they're like kind of like they're trying to be better people so that they can be better everything. But
Yeah,
like it,
like a mindset coach
yeah,
type thing,
right, right. And it's like
right?
not that different than what we're talking about. It's just like it's all kind of a product of the same concept, which is like, let's be better, let's grow, let's achieve, let's be in love, let's be all of these beautiful things.
Let's
So
live these, like,
anyway, yeah,
fulfilling, successful
yes,
lives.
yes, like rich lives, like be present, just all this bullshit.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. And just regurgitated a bunch of different messages and stuff. So it was a great episode about like being in tune with your emotions and how to feel your emotions that someone sent me that I really needed to listen to. And
honestly,
they
please
were
send that to me.
I'm going to. I've already
Yeah.
sent it to a few people actually. And they were talking about something and referenced Scotty Scheffler, some interview he did after he won one of the big tournaments.
Mhm.
And I'm going to quote it bad, but it was basically this thing where he kind of like went to the interviewers or whatever. He got to a point where he's kind of like, you guys are always asking me about like what's next. Like I can't even enjoy this win for like 2 fucking minutes. And the truth is like the win feels good, I'm sure, but he's like really what it is like I just love to practice golf. Like and
Mhm.
that's why he's winning. Does that make sense? So like every day when he gets up and he loves to practice golf, that life in that way that he's living is what is allowing him to win. And really he doesn't even seem to be like the winning moment is fleeting. And I think the message there is like, if you're focused on winning, you're
Mhm.
probably not going to win to the
Well,
level. Do you know what I mean? Or sometimes you can, whatever. But like the people enjoying the process in the beatdown, in the grind, in the like good moments, in the high, and the creativity, like you're actually winning.
I think I I think if you focus on winning, like, you could probably get there. Like, I know
Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of
Of
champions
course.
out there that's like, "I just saw myself
Yeah.
playing da da da." But I think the expectation of what you're actually gonna get from the win,
Feel.
yeah, I think that's the letdown. It's like the
Yes, it
win
is.
will like, that will be the end. I'm
Yep.
fulfilled. I did it. You know, me and
Yep.
God, we're neck and neck. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's this, like, expectation, and I have the same expectation when it comes to like building these successful brands that we want to build. And it's like, oh, once we get to like this point, and it's like the more you work at it, the more you realize it's like the work just never ends. So like
Yes.
let's find a way to make
That's
this the
right.
most enjoyable experience,
That's
right?
right.
Like you have career highs, but like similar to that, I mean, of course I've been completely entranced with the Olympics. I've just been
Mhm.
loving every minute of it. And one story specifically, everyone knows her, Alyssa Louee? I don't know. I
Is
don't
she
know how
the
to say
ice
her last
skater?
name. Yeah, she's the ice skater with the cool ass hair and the
Yeah.
absolute great beats and just everything. And her story just really really resonated with me.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
she was top of her game, right? And then she came to her coaches and was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go like do other things and explore other sides of myself. And you know, I don't want this pressure anymore. Like I don't even know who I am in this thing." And she took a
Yeah.
step back and came back to her coaches. I don't know if it was, I think it was years later, and she was like, "Okay, I want to do this again." And
Mhm.
they're like, "Well, what do you want to compete at? What do you want to win?" Da 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 da. And she was like, "No, I want to ice skate again." Like, what do you
Right.
mean? And then, you know, all the doubts came to her and she still was able to show up and just do something that she like genuinely loved. And all she said is like, "I love doing this. I want creative control. Like this is a collaboration. Like I'm not a soldier, like I'm a creator." And
Yep.
she came in and did that, brought that energy and completely like I don't know, like she's an inspiration beyond just ice skating or beyond just like a sport,
Absolutely.
right?
She's like the definition of the essence of the artist way.
And the moon. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Because
Like
the artist way, I think people like hear of that book and probably hear us talk about it and think of like such an application of art. But like the message of that book is that like even a lawyer could be reading that and their career or their personal life or anything or their hobby could change because it's like an internal artist and creator that then goes on from that place and lives from that place. And then again, like her story is amazing because we're getting to like see it and watch it. But like think about how many people are living like that go unseen or whatever, but they're more fulfilled than the results driven place or the expectations place. Or if she were to cave into these coaches being like, okay, what do you want to do? Like trying to like
Put her in a box.
put her in a fucking box. And it's just like,
No.
whoa,
It
like,
it it would lose the magic because what came out was genuine authenticity. And
yeah.
for, like, people out there, like, something I've learned to do is for a while there, I was like, who am I? What is my authentic nature? Like, what I don't even know my own personality sometimes. And like, and
Mhm.
then like, I know the answer might be like simpler than it, it's like the
It
simplest
is
answer type,
simple.
but I couldn't find it. And a way I was able to kind of connect to that voice within myself was listening to podcasts or watching like documentaries, but really just, it was specifically podcasts of finding people who I deemed as very authentic, where I could
Mhm.
feel that
Mhm.
energy from.
Yes, I've
And
done
then
that.
even if I didn't agree with what they were saying, or I didn't even know what they were talking about, right? It could have been like a nerd talking about Legos, but if I could feel that authentic nature coming in and like genuine passion and love and just like that like childlike exploration coming through, then I would listen to people like that and it helped me like find that voice within
Yeah.
myself. And she's a perfect example of
Yeah.
someone who speaks from, lives and breathes and acts from that place. So,
Wait, Nina, that's such a beautiful thought. I think that is why I got so into podcasts because I know all the people that I listen to, whether it be the Fosters or Armchair Expert, the Dak Shepard guy, and a few other ones. It's like they just are kind of shamelessly themselves.
yeah.
And they're never not going to have people that hate on them. That's a part of what comes with them. But mostly they're well liked, I think. And I think it's because people are so sick of the performative version of celebrities and talk show things and media. It's like everyone can just see straight through everything. And we had that conversation in High Point 2 years ago. We were talking about it being like this new wave of like authenticity was coming for the world.
Yeah,
And can you
when the age
feel
of
it?
Aquarius hit us.
You can fucking feel it. And I feel like that's what all the shedding of 2025 is about. People
Mhm.
are just like realizing like, okay, I'm not being myself. This isn't working. This isn't probably working in my business, in my relationships. What the hell am I doing? But to find it, find who you are, it is like a practice. It's not just like you wake up one day and decide, I'm going to be authentic now. It's like, what does that mean? You know? And I think there's probably examples of people finding it pretty young, but I think it does take time in turning from this like 26 to 32 era. Like I think it's an era of it, of figuring that out.
Yeah, I think it has to do also with, like, just how maybe like, I think that a high schooler can be operating from that authentic energy, but it just kind of
Mhm.
evolves over time, and I think it is an energy. It's a frequency the same way that, like, happiness and joy and anger and sadness, like,
Yeah.
there's a vibe to it, and I found that, like, operating from that vibe is, like, how you experience this world in the fullest way.
Yes. Wait,
Um
I had such a beautiful conversation with Tara. Let's give her a shout out. She was our girl Tara, she was in town and we were getting tea and we were talking about this and um she was just spitting the message of Hoffman, and I told her, I was like, "You didn't even have to go to this place. She had already figured it out, and it was about, like, this childlike version of ourselves, like, that you feel connected to at the time, but, like, people, school, friends, like, tell you it's not right. Not
Yeah.
all the time, not everyone gets hit with that, but a lot of people are told this characteristic, this thing that you're doing is not okay. It's not right. It's not in line with the group. It's not okay to do at school. It's not okay to do at home. And you lose this like pure essence. So
Mhm.
it's kind of an arc. It's like you start off yourself because you're just born who you are. And then life kind of beats you down or tampers that thing or that gift. And again, not everyone. Sometimes it's celebrated and it's whatever. But I think even if it is, it can be confusing because let's say your parents are celebrating this like gift about you. Maybe then you're like overly confident and the kids at school are like intimidated by it or it makes them feel whatever. And then you're getting messages like it's not okay in
Yeah.
some way. I think most people can relate to that. And so it's like this weird arc of like, a lot of people's, I think, authentic nature is like kind of looking back at that version of themselves,
Mhm.
you know? And it doesn't mean you're going to like, I don't know. I found that there's like at parts of my personality that I like put away or like matured out of in quotes. And I'm like, wait, those are beautiful parts. And I just didn't realize that like you can integrate them or they're, there's a time and a place for them or whatever. And so it is like this interesting thing of like, there's about 10 to 15 years where the world's trying to like put you in that box and you kind of have to be like, fuck the box.
And
Like,
I'm at a point, like, I love a good pattern. I like
yeah.
patterns in society, patterns in nature. I find that, like, where you find reoccurring patterns, I'm kinda like, "This is the code," and I feel like that's the
Mhm.
point. We don't like, p for anyone out there that's, like, having a hard time connecting with their authentic selves, we don't live in a world that's meant to support people
That's right.
operating out of their authentic nature. It is very, very hard to control people who can operate from an authentic energy.
Yes.
Because, like, a shadow, or not a shadow side, but like a skill you get with authenticity is, like you said, recognizing it in other people. That means you have a really heightened sense of discernment when it comes to uh seeing things, right?
Mhm.
If you're watching the news, if you're looking at celebrities, da da da, like, you can tell when people are being, like, kind of bullshitters if you
Yes.
have access to that kind of energy. So, all that to say, we don't live in a world that's like, right when you grow up, like, you go out there and be your best self, like, be your most authentic version of yourself. That's not supported. I
No.
think, but I do think that that is so craved by humanity, on such a deep level that I that, like, brands, for example, that's easy to relate to. Like, the brands out there that are doing really well are the ones operating from an authentic place with their creator and founder, right?
Yeah.
And that's, like, people, like, kind of, like, paving the way for people to, like, think and operate in that space. I don't know. I just think it's,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess all that to say is have grace with yourself if you don't have that, if you feel like you don't, like, have access to that energy, all the
Mhm.
time or anything, or if you're floating in and out of that space, I think that's normal. I don't think we live in a world that's meant to support that. But guess what? We're also creators here, and we're co-creators of the world we live in. And I don't know,
Yeah.
seek out the things that bring that out of you, and keep listening to this podcast. I
Yeah.
feel very authentic on this podcast, so I'm like,
I do
maybe I'm
too.
that for someone now. Like that feels good. That feels good.
I do too, and I think it's because it's just me and you sitting here and there's not an audience and there's not a like I don't have an expectation with this. It's just kind of us creating together, and I think it's like a beautiful way for us to learn from this and apply it to other things that have already had other expectations or feel like more pressure
Yeah.
because I'm learning so much from just showing up to this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
I need to apply it to more things. And I think like, yeah, I'm really trying to think about this for myself and like what ways like I feel authentic and I show up and I'm like, oh, no questions about that. And then other ways where I feel like nervous or like not there yet and like how I'm practicing doing better at that. And I think it's like, yeah, I can't like think of a specific example right now, but I do think that like just went down so many random like little topics and things, but if I were to think about, like, my business and, like, stuck points in that
Yeah. Let's get into that.
yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
I think I'm on the precipice of breaking through a lot of old fears and s just yeah, stuck energy to think that, like, my brand it's all perception for me. It's weird. It's like there's a part of me that does not care what people think of me. Like, I don't care. I actually feel like I don't. But when I see my work or think about presenting it, I care about what that looks like. So then I get confused. I go, do I care about what it looks like because it's not reading what I feel inside? Or do I care about what it looks like because I'm worried about what people will think of that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
Or not
does.
quite?
No, no, it does, but I guess my question would be, the part of you that you say, like, "I don't care what people think," is
Hmm.
that a genuine part, or is that a protection mechanism? Because I feel like it is inherent in our nature to
I
care
know
what
to
people
care.
think.
Okay, that's true. I have to care what people think because my greatest wound from all the therapy I've done is feeling misunderstood. So when you boil down, at least the therapy I did, like, it boils down, like, what's your main wound? And from that place, how do you act? How do you respond? What
Totally.
is your vibe? Mine, from the options, we boil down to being misunderstood. So that would inherently be that, like, when I communicate or I present, when people don't get me, it really I don't like it. So I think that that is my version of caring what people think. That's my version of caring.
Yeah.
How I'm perceived in this way of like, I want people to get me. I want people to see me. I want people to understand me. It's not like, oh, this is what I don't care about. There's a party and I'm not dressed like appropriately. And people are talking about it. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Or do you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean? Like
No, no, I
there's
know what you mean. I know
do
what
you
you
know what I
mean.
mean? There's
Yeah.
a surface level thing that like that has never bothered me, or if like I'm trying to think of like other things that I could categorize in that don't care thing. And then there's obviously a sector of things I really do care about. So like how that shows up in my work, I feel like there's this I'm because I'm trying to nail what the why is, because I think if I could get to why I've been stuck, I could probably break through on some of it. But it's like, and I've talked about this before, it's like this, like, it's not ready to show.
No, it's like the why, like you needing to know the why is the thing that is keeping you stuck.
Yeah.
Cause
You've said that to me before. I think that's part of it, but I also think that part of it's like,
but that thing is what if you can't, like, you knowing the why isn't part of right now's plan and it's supposed to be a hindsight thing.
yeah, to
Like,
see it later on.
yeah,
Yeah,
what if it's just, and I know I've said this before, but it's, it's reoccurring. Like this is like a normal, it's something
a
that,
theme.
yeah, and it keeps and it comes up for me too because, and I don't know if this is my protection mechanism, but like you saying that, I'm like, I just accept the truth that I'm going to be misunderstood, that people aren't
Mhm.
gonna like me, and I'm gonna have multiple flop eras before I have a good era. So like
True.
we're just gonna have to like put things out there.
I think it's
And
maybe it's a results driven thing too. So I'm like, okay, if I want X, Y, and Z to happen, sales, following, admiration, like all of which are like markers of success and doing well, I feel like what I do has to be the best for those things to happen. So maybe some of
yeah,
it's less even a perception thing and it's more of I'm again going back to the results driven thing. I'm focusing too much on that and then working from that place opposed to just creating and putting it out there.
yeah.
Right?
No, I float between that. I float really hard between that same energy as well. And it's kind of like I know that I've said this, but like with Nova this year, like my focus really is social media. Like I'm
Mhm.
really trying to like nail down, evolve this world that I'm building,
Yeah, you're
and like
doing great, by the way.
thank you, but I don't feel that way. Like but I'm just like putting out the thing, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
the grid doesn't look exactly how I want it to look. This is da, da, da. But like, there is a foundation, and there's a great foundation at Louie Vega too. Like your shit
yeah,
is beautifully curated. So I'm like, maybe I do need to tighten up a little bit, but I'm also like, this is the most I can do right now to like be. The game is
yeah,
consistency. I think that's what I'm getting at. I know I've said that before, but like
it is.
it's just,
Because then you can get to hindsight.
and
So
then you
when
get stay relevant.
yeah, yeah, and this is the thing, like, I look back at, like, when I first started Louie Vega 2020, and it all came from just creating and co-creating, and a lot of the successful sales I've had were the opposite of result driven. They just organically happened
Yeah.
from a free random. I was frustrated during that time. I didn't like the way that it looked, but sales happened and I was like, okay, clearly I'm arguing against something I can't really argue against. And
Mhm.
that was hard for my ego to accept. And I think I need to go through another era of allowing that, and I kind of think this is, like, the beautiful gift of this episode, is, like, how can we get to a place where we put the results to the side and we use our gifts and get back to I'm speaking to myself, so I
No,
think
I'm
you've
with
already
you.
been
I'm
doing
with
a
you.
lot of this.
I'm with you
Um,
100%. I'm on the boat. Where are we going?
yeah, you're on my boat, whether you like it or
Yeah.
not, and we just fucking create, and I feel like I've gotta start small. My checklist needs to keep getting cleared in a practical way with work and, like, actual things, but I need to figure out how to tangibly create again because when I've been in those places and it's tough because I struggle with like the digital version of it and I love to have like a physical sense,
Yeah.
but I think I can make the most of my physical world right now. I have so much opportunity in this house and in what I'm talented at, and to like celebrate that and like use that as also a great distraction and coping mechanism during a hard time. Like there's so much opportunity for me right now. And then to share it with the world and focus it on in that way. Okay. Like I'm here creating, take a peek in and just let it be that, opposed to trying to make the presentation of it something. Does that make
Well,
sense?
yeah, and I also what I just heard you say too is like you being like, I'm at a pivotal moment of so much opportunity. I feel like you're
Mm-hmm.
putting this like high expectation on you to like I don't know exactly what to do, but like all the opportunity. I'm like, Caroline, you've always had all
I
this
know.
opportunity. Like you all,
It's
and then you
true.
will again. Like, are you in a pivotal moment right now of maybe like heightened inspiration and a lot of like depth to
Mm-hmm.
emotions and things like that? Yeah, sure. But like that is still accessible no matter the phases you are at in life.
True.
Like this fire you're feeling, it doesn't go away. It's kind of one of those things, and like, something I don't know. It's one of those things that it's always accessible, right?
Yeah.
Same way my
Yeah.
childhood trauma, I can use that shit as fuel to go to the gym today. Like
That's
we're
right.
like we have a better relationship with it now. Like it's not one of those things that I'm like, can't get out of bed about anymore, right? But the
Yeah.
anger is still there. The emotion is still there. It doesn't go away just because like you go through a hard time and then it doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're right. I think that maybe I'm just more ready for the opportunity that I've always known I've had. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. No, I like that.
psyching
Totally.
myself up to embrace it.
And maybe, because this is kind of my mindset right now, I'm just like spaghetti at the walls, seeing what
Yeah,
sticks.
that's a
E
good
especially
idea. It's
especially
a
when it
good
comes
thought
to
process.
posting and things like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like I know the creative things I wanna share, but I haven't really found the rhythm with it yet. I just had a pivotal moment today, though. You guys can go look at Nova Linda on Instagram. I posted, like, new headshots that I did
They're
and, like,
so
did, like,
good.
a reintroduction of myself, and just writing that caption was like, "Oh," like and that's
It
where I
felt
was like,
good.
yeah, because it's about, like same thing with this podcast of, like, finding out, like, what it is, and it's about, like, continuously creating until you kind of, like, nail this thing down,
Yep.
right? I don't know.
Yeah. And then it's funny, once you nail it down, then you have to like keep going in a different, do you know what I mean? It's
And
just
then it
funny.
will
It's
keep
never ending.
evolving.
Tell everyone about your photo shoot.
Well, yeah, so I did a photo shoot with Julianne, which I've
Obsessed.
truly been manifesting. I will and hi, Julianne. I know she's listening. I've been
Our
manifesting a
queen.
photo shoot with you, since you first posted your first photography on, Instagram back, like, that year after college, and I was like,
Mm,
"Oh my god," because I always thought she was so cool, and I was like, "Oh my god, I wanna work with her." Another time I was modeling too, so I was like, but then, life happened and everything, and I just yeah. But yeah, she reached out to me and she was like, "Let's do a creative shoot." She's like, "I want to test out a new camera. I, can't test this out on paying clients. I'm doing it on you." And I was like, "This is
yeah,
actually the best day of my life."
I'm
And I have so
obsessed.
much more I want to post. But yeah, so I got like, because I don't have a website yet, right? But I was like, what if I just started gathering content, right? Like, eventually the website person's gonna be like, "What do you want on the site?" And I'm gonna be like, "Well, I just wanted a website." But now I'm like, what else do I put on? What's the story? What's the thing? Like, what is it? What am I
Mhm,
putting like on the
mhm.
about me page? Like, how do I want that to look? What is the story I'm trying to convey and the world I'm trying to build? And I'm exploring that through social media and like doing
Yeah,
doing the social posts. So like today felt very cathartic of like reintroducing myself and being like, I'm here. Like
yeah, that's right.
and I pinned it to my page and people go to my page and that's what they're gonna see. Um,
That's a
but
beautiful step. That's a beautiful step. I need to reintroduce too.
you should. No, and you should do and I know you have the photographer friends out there, like, I
Yeah.
just start doing things. I
No,
don't
I'm gonna have
know.
my girl Mallory come over. I'm gonna use my shitty point shoot film camera and just fuck around and just see what comes out of it. And like,
And you rearrange the feng shui of your house, like, you're already
yeah,
doing things, and you've been
I
sharing
know
so
I
much
am.
more. You've
I
been
know
sharing so
I
much
am.
more.
And it feels good. That's what it is. I think that's why we wanted to have talk about it today, because it is like some moon shit just coming through us, I think, from talking about it. And yeah, experiencing, like, the beginning of this year, and now we're 2 months in, about to go to month 3, and you can just feel the shift in a lot of energetic things, and I think, like, what I'm really trying to focus on is just being an active participator in everything I do.
I
Does
love
that make
that.
sense?
Yes,
Like,
I totally
because
get that.
I feel like I've taken a back seat or sideline or lifted everyone else up out of this, like, I'm humble and I'm not gonna, like,
Yeah.
self-promote, I'm not gonna whatever, and it's like,
No, it's time for us to, like, shine. Like, and
yeah,
I'm,
like,
like,
I think, like,
claiming that
right?
full force.
Right? Like, I think it's time for me to, like, actively participate in my life, and I think, like, that shows up in little moments, like, my
Mhm.
friend's gonna come over in the next 30 minutes, we're gonna and I, haven't spent a lot of time with her one-on-one, and, like, we're gonna go on a hike, and, like, that looks like now to me, like, putting my phone in the car and, like, really trying hard to, like, be a better listener. Like, sometimes it's like, you have all these dates and emails and phone calls, and you can't, like, always be so present in everything you do, and, like, life gets crazy, but sometimes, like, it's just a choice, and making that choice, you get so much more from that experience than you
Well
do from just being a passive,
and, like, the whole
participant.
point of us being on this earth is to be enjoying it,
I know.
right? Like, I
It'll
and
just
I
pass by. It'll pass by,
right, and, like, we're
you know?
all gonna die, people. I don't have anything against
Uh-huh.
that, but, like, that is the
No,
truth,
it's the truth.
it's
It's
so
the
there
truth.
and there's so much feminine energy that comes from, like, the intentionality of enjoying the little mundane moments,
Yes.
right? Like, I don't know, like, there's just I'm very with you on that, and it's like, I know I've said this before, but, my trajectory with Nova Linda is, like, staying the same. I want a website, I wanna, continue growing the social media, but the social media right now is my focus because it's the thing that I have the most creative control
Mhm.
over. And it's
Mhm.
also free in the sense that like I can just start the same way with the website and the content. Like I don't have the website yet, but like I'm just gathering content. Like I don't have like the big clientele yet, but that's something I can start building right now. For then when I
Yeah.
do launch a website, there's gonna be people that go on the website. But
Yeah.
I think what I'm realizing that like when I had when I had like I first was doing Nova Linda, it was very like kind of like it was a lot of Pinterest photos, a lot of like separate from me. Then it was like very
Mood
product.
board.
Yeah, then it was very like product driven. I was just kind of like trying to figure it out. And I know you said this, but like it's just not going to be a success unless I
Mhm.
embody it
Mhm.
and also like have the mission behind it of wanting to um I want I feel such absolute peace in my own home. My own home is like my
Mm.
sanctuary. Like to be able to come home and all my things are here and to relax the way I want to relax and, to look around and see like pictures of my like
Yep.
family and then like weird things I've curated at a thrift store or something that I spent a lot of money on and bought, but I've been like saving up for. Like all of a sudden, this like story of my life starts coming together in my home. And
Mhm.
even though I'm still renting a home, this is not my forever home, but, like, it really is, like, the culmination of, like, where my heart is, like, this is, like, my home is everything to me, and I'm, like, such Taurus energy, I know, like, kill me. But I think everybody to a certain extent has that feeling when it comes to their
Yeah.
sanctuary, and if they don't, like, it you crave it, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I realized that that's the energy I wanna bring to the brand. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm selling or what I'm doing or what I'm promoting, like, of course, that stuff will be there, but, like, the mission is to create sanctuary like, for your home to be a sanctuary,
That's right.
and
And I
I'm
think we
going
you said that in one of our first podcast episodes. We talked about this concept and the sanctuary and showing that to people and how it looks because I think we're hardwired to do that, find that, feel
Mhm.
that. And I think if you don't, it's probably because your space you're busy, it's maybe not a priority for you this time in life. That's all valid. But it's
Yeah.
also because like your space probably doesn't make you feel that way yet. And we're
Yeah.
all able to create that and move towards that. And I think both me and you like value it probably from just like this internal feminine place.
Yeah.
And then also too, because we love aesthetics and like
Well, and I've had a time in my life
styling.
where my home was not a safe place.
Right.
So I know
Exactly.
what that feels like too,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and in that, you feel so untethered to the world
It
I
sucks.
in that situation, like, and, you
Mhm.
know, the cards that
Well,
are dealt, but I think that having that perspective too gives me this, like, deep love and understanding for, like, what a home is, and that's
mhm.
the energy that I'm gonna that, like, that's what Nova Linda is selling.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to get across. I know, like, Louis is, like, very similar in that sense, but, like, because I was
totally.
always like, "What am I doing here?" Like, right? Like, I feel so purposeful with Walled Off because this is, like, this authentic expression, and I'm like, "How?" Like, like, I can't get behind selling wallpaper because I'm like, "It's meaningless,"
Yes,
right?
there's
Like,
so much more to it than that.
exactly. That's and, like, finding that emotional tie to, like, what Nova is gonna allow
Mhm.
me to bring the energy I bring here, there. And truly, you guys, this is all real-time realizations. I'm having, like
Yeah.
I'm in flow state right now. This is, like, real time.
This
I didn't
actually might be one of our more flow state because we didn't really come in with an agenda, and I feel like we've had a lot of good I'm
no, I
having
came
a
in
lot
with
of good
Barbie
thoughts right
brain. I'm,
now.
like, leaving like
Yeah.
Buddha.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking channel that shit, girl. Moon shit.
Um, Moonship.
You know, I'm looking at my setup is really janky right now because I haven't quite set up my since I've rearranged my living room. I haven't quite gotten my podcasting situation set up. I need to do that for next week. But I'm staring at my 2026 planner and I was thinking I could read. I don't think I read the February message. Remember I read the January one?
Yeah. Oh, let's do that. That'll be a great way
Okay.
to wrap us up.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Hold on while this camera's gonna get a little crazy. Hold on.
That should be another goal for us this year, because I'm still podcasting out of the guest room. I'm sitting on an ottoman. Like, my butt hurts every fucking episode. So maybe I get a backdrop and maybe we, like, do the thing that we said we were gonna do.
That would probably be for the best.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
cool.
Sorry, it's not the like best angle here, but we shall work with it. Okay.
You're good, sister, you're good.
So also everyone, I told Nina I would order one of these planners from her and they're sold out online,
Well,
which just shows that they're good.
I started DMing with the people.
The lady.
I'll ask if she can send me one. I'm just
Okay, so
kidding. I'll
we're
ask if I can go pay for one and she can find one out of, like, a
yes,
warehouse.
that's right. So I'm
Sweet,
sorry I
sweet
didn't
girl.
read this at the beginning of February, but we can reflect back on February because February is always my least favorite month of the year. So I don't
Word,
know
kind of
why.
same.
I don't know why. I think growing up, I felt like depressed. And then
Yeah.
this month, I had a lot of shit happen, a lot of shit go down, a lot. February is always sucks. Okay. So it says February feels like a beating heart, a saved voice note, a slow morning spent in bed, a song that makes you cry. The feeling of butterflies, time disappearing as you write, the smell of cake fresh out of the oven, words that found their way to you. Cooking a fancy dinner for one, the spice of a dirty chai latte, finally feeling what you've been avoiding. A
Oh,
chapter from your favorite book, picking up where you almost didn't. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, I would say, you know. And this month was supposed to be all about intimacy. Um, it said it isn't reserved for just grand. It's where it's intimacy is the soft space where truth is allowed to exist. It isn't reserved for grand gestures or romantic connection. It lives in the quiet moments of being fully seen and still chosen. Often mistaken for closeness, intimacy is not measured by time but by presence.
oh,
So I do think that my reflection of the month, even though it's over, is that it's uncomfortable for me because it is kind of a month where you just kind of have to sit in the mud of life. Really,
it's
at the
like
end of the day, like you're not invigorated by this New Year thing and post holidays, but you're
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
quite to spring. So, regardless of where you are, you're kind of like in no man's land and it's very uncomfortable.
Oh, you're kind of like okay, January, you're like you're coming off the high of the holidays, but also, like, you're exhausted, so you're recharging.
Yeah. And you're,
February, you've recharged, but still nothing's going on, and then you
yeah,
just get super introspective and weird.
exactly. And you're not quite ready to take action yet because
No, you're still, like, de-thawing.
you're de-thawing. It's fucking freezing out usually where most people are. And yeah, it's just a weird month. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think there's a reason for that. And I should reflect on that maybe I need to say it's not that I don't like it, that it just sometimes can be hard. But there's always like I got so much from this month that is gonna carry me through to like I'm ready for like beginning of March and like what that means for me. I always love the spring.
I like the intimacy portion,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because that feels very moon shit to me, like,
Yeah.
and what I
It
heard
is
from
moon.
what from the intimacy is, like, the in finding the intimacy within yourself of, like,
Uh-huh.
allowing yourself to be and
That's
saying
what
that,
it's
like
saying. That's what it's
yeah?
saying, Nina. It's saying sometimes it's between you and another. Often it's between you and yourself.
Mhm.
Intimacy doesn't ask you to be perfect. It only real. It invites you to drop the armor, trust the moment, and let the walls soften enough to let love in exactly as you are. It's pretty great. I love this thing. This little journal. Need to I did some of the notes and stuff about how I would embody the intention. I should go back and read what I wrote. And let's see, maybe I'll read this next round to not spoil anything, but let's see what the beginning of March, because I'm gonna have to start
Oh, I
looking
love
at it.
that. Yeah, because this episode's literally coming out beginning of
Yeah, that's
March.
what I'm thinking. Okay, so March says feels like bare feet in cold grass, a long bath, watching the sunrise, humming while you drive, noticing the trees bloom, rearranging your bedroom, expensive butter on warm sourdough,
Oof.
going for a run after months off, listening rather than talking, the sound of birds chirping through your cracked window, changing your mind, sun on your face, letting an old version of you fade. That's a vibe. And this
Yeah.
month will be about perspective.
Oh, I feel like a buzzing of energy, right? I
Right?
feel like this,
Right?
oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I actually like we're turning the corner. We made it through a hard 2 months, and I think that that's just a great place to end it and realize like these phases, these moon things, these experiences we're having are not forever.
Yeah.
You know, like a bad PMS, a hard week at work, a
An
cold
ego
snap,
death.
an
Yeah.
ego death. All these things are just like absolutely fleeting. And, you can do anything. You can make it through any hard time. And like when you're in it, it doesn't feel like that. But I do feel like January and February are always the lessons, like always a reminder that like we can't be on the high of like October and fall and cozy vibes. We can't always be in the high of the spring bloom that's coming. Like you have to have it all, you know?
Yeah, you have to, like I don't know, I'm just with you with just wanting to be present in the moments.
Mhm.
I found so much I mean, I it's like Nina 5 years ago going to work, I was like, "Why the fuck do I have to do this?" Like, now I wake up and I'm
Yeah.
so excited to be there.
Yeah, and
Even
I'm
if
sure
it's
you
just
find like joy in the little moments, like getting in your car, listening to music, and then you get
picking
your
out
coffee, and
yeah.
then your first few emails aren't that bad, and then you have a lull in the day where you're like, oh, I don't feel great, but I know like by two, this not like, do you know what I mean? It's like finding the joy in the little things, even if your job fucking blows. Like there are moments you can participate in with your coworker, with yourself, with your notepad, like whatever it is in the day. There is a way to just be present in that moment and like not make it about this like overarching painful experience, you know?
Yeah, and your mindset and, like, your mind is so powerful. Your perception is so, so powerful.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know, I just think stay present, do things, romanticize the fuck out of your life. Like, we
That's
are
right.
on this earth for such a short amount of time, and
Mhm.
even romanticizing this, like, January, February, like, just God, I'm just so into it, and I'm very excited for what's to come because a lot's to come.
I love it. I love
Okay.
you.
I love you. This was good.
This was good. Thanks for listening, guys. We're just
Yeah.
always so grateful
Yeah,
to
I
have
mean
listeners. Someone came up to me, two of my friends came up to me last night and were like, "We're loving your podcast." When I was at this little art event thing, and I was like, "Oh my god, it really is so kind and means so much to anyone that's listening." I just don't have the words, so thank you.
yeah, endless gratitude, and we just
Mhm.
appreciate you guys, and we
Mhm.
hope that there is takeaways that you can take from this. It
Yeah.
it fills us up, so I hope that you feel that and it fills you up as well. And we love you, and hope you have a great week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.